Coach, this is an earlier start time for you guys, home game. Do you guys have to change up the routine just to make sure you guys are ready to go at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I mean, no shoot around, obviously, with the early game. So we haven't done a lot of this over the years. In the playoffs, we've occasionally had these midday games. But, yeah, I mean, it's just it is what it is. The schedule tells you what time to play, and everybody shows up. So it's still basketball.
Steve, you've been pretty consistent in saying that at least holding the option to change your lineups based on matchups against the other team. Is that still the case this year, or are you pulling back from that because you want a little bit more of a set starting lineup?
Well, I think we've been, obviously we've changed the second group last game, but the starting five has remained consistent after the, Loon James swap, whenever that was, a month or 6 weeks ago. So we've been pretty consistent with our lineup, but I don't think anything is set in stone. As we go, we will continue to adapt if we see a reason to adapt. As you know, we're in the midst of some changes right now, second unit, and we'll see how that pans out. But that ultimately could affect how we start the game too, if we see something we like or don't like. So I think maybe the short answer to a long-winded response is that, every option is always available. I do like to establish consistency as best we can so the guys are comfortable, but, we always have to be ready to make a change.
With Nico Mannion being part of that second unit now, what are some of the main coaching points that you have for him now?
Well, Nico is really a good pick and roll player, and I'm excited about putting him out on the floor to run pick and roll. I like putting him out there with Jordan. They've developed a good synergy together. I like the fact that they both really built momentum in Orlando, over 12, 13 games, however many games they played. And so, one of the reasons I'm doing this now is because they're fresh off that momentum that they've built. Nico and Jordan both played really well down there, and they've been in a groove. I think Nico's improved his jump shot quite a bit since the beginning of the year. And so, we're giving them an opportunity. They're both really good pick and roll players and good shooters. So I'm excited about seeing them both out there.
Coach, what would you like most on your team this season?
I like the fact that we've become a good defensive team, Christos. From the beginning of the season, we've tried to establish our defense. It hasn't been good the last couple of games, but overall we've put together pretty good defense, and I'm very proud of the players for doing that.
How was it for you going from all that winning to becoming it last year? You weren't around as much as you'd like to be, but last year a lot of losing, and this year it's been kind of half and half. I mean, these are some changes you've gone through in your first 5-6 years in the NBA. What's that like for you mentally?
It's definitely different. For the first couple of years, we didn't lose a lot of games, period. So it was more ups than it was downs. And last year was a lot of adversity, a lot of injuries, a lot of different things that happened to our team. And this year, it's been kind of the same type of roller coaster, not as far as injuries, but just as far as we win a few games, lose a few games. And, it's just this whole total year has been kind of stressful for everybody just because of the way the schedule is, not being able to have our fans in the arena is really different. But it's been a lot of fun, just that challenge, being able to play with a bunch of new guys and just to be able to build that chemistry with guys. Because right now, basically, our whole life is just come to the gym. We're in the gym pretty much all day, and it's been tough, but it's been fun just to go in those wars and win and lose together. And I think we got closer as a team throughout the first half of the season. I think we're ready to show what we can do more in the second half.
And do you feel like your role has had to change because of the change in personnel around you?
I think my role has changed a little bit, not much. In years prior, we had a lot of star players, and my role was to rebound, defend, and be able to switch out on defense, do those certain type of things. I think my role is kind of the same. I think I'm asked to play a little bit more minutes, and I think setting the tone and being the starter. I didn't never start before like that, so being the starter, be able to set the tone on defensive end is probably my biggest job right now, and something I got to keep getting better at, and bringing that energy from the start. So I think my role changed a little bit, but not much. I mean, I think they depend on me a little bit more, but as far as the style of play and what I'm asked to do is pretty much the same.
Hello, Kent. How are you?
Good, my man. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. I would like to ask you, as one of the most experienced guys in the roster, what this team needs to be a consistent team on both ends of the floor?
Experience is a key word in everything. You look at Steph, stayed in college. He's in college for a while. Draymond, 4-year guy, went to college for 5 years. It's just a different league now. I have 2 conference championships, 2 NCAA tournament appearances, and regardless of what level, you play at, winning is, it's a mentality, and I'm taking that from one of my teammates. It's a mentality. It's a way of approaching the game. The approach is different. Everything's different, and this is a league that, when I first got in the league, we used to it was called No Boys Allowed, and it's just the learning curve is a lot bigger than I think some people can see, but it just takes time to kind of learn the ins and outs, learn how to become a pro, learning how to become a winner in this league. It's a tough league to win in, and it's small things you got to continue to harp on that'll get us over the hump long term.
What are some of those small things that you guys are working on right now?
Well, I mean, just if you want to have a winning team, just like last game, understanding, the first game after a break, the sense of urgency that you need has to be heightened, especially on the road. We started the season on the road, and things didn't go well, and this was kind of you coming off for a 4-day break or a 5-day break or whatever, and coming into a team, playing a playoff team, a veteran team, a seasoned team. That kind of understands the moment, and they beat us to the punch and kind of held us there all night. So it's just like I say, it's a lot of little things that you learn when you play on good teams. And I was on a team that won 60 games in this league, Eastern Conference Finals. So I've seen what it takes. I play with 4 All-Stars. I've seen those guys on the daily. How they approach the game. How they approach practices. How they approach certain things, the dialogue and the communication it takes to, kind of set yourself apart. And, those are things that I don't think are really taught, outside of the NBA. The game of basketball has changed. It's all about, the flashiness now and the points and all this stuff and the small detailed things are kind of being thrown to the wayside. We're putting, these younger guys in situations, and basically setting them up, for failure. I mean, unless you're like a LeBron or, a Zion or a once in a lifetime guy, it's a tough mountain to climb, with all the expectation, everyone expecting you to, do certain things because, you're a high draft pick. So it's a tough league to play in. I mean, I'll just reiterate that. And, this is my 9th season. So I've seen a lot. I played with the highly touted. I played with the underdog. I played with, I've seen, I have a crazy perspective, from being undrafted to, where I am now. So I've seen a ton.
Ken, when you signed with the Warriors in the offseason, I'm sure you visualized what could be possible with this team. And I'm going to guess that it wasn't 19-19, 500. What did you visualize and what do you think has happened? I mean, why do you think it is at 500 now?
I mean, I'm always, I look at our roster and I played against, Kelly and I he came into the league a little bit after me. Wiggs came in a little bit after me. Obviously, Draymond came in the same time. We played against Damian Lee in college. So I know a ton of the guys that we have on this team. And we have, everything we need. It's just, getting the synergy, getting things flowing the right way, getting, the energies on, getting everybody on the same page, and just trying to win. That should be, the bottom line at the end of the day. Getting wins, and our focus is getting there. We're trying to fix everything. Fix all our weaknesses and stuff. But I think if we go into these games just trying to win, regardless of what's happening on the floor, I think things will turn around for us. It's just a small shift in goals and perspectives that that I think could turn it around for us.
But what did you see? I mean, what did you think when you signed? What were you thinking about what this team could do?
I mean, I feel like, we have the length, we have everything you need for a team to be successful in this league. And obviously we lost all our bigs early on in the year. We were downsized there for a little bit there in the middle too. So injuries, never help anything. But, we're at full strength, man. We beat all the teams that we needed to beat. We beat the Lakers, we beat the Clippers, we beat some good teams. So it's just, like I say, I go back to those small things, the consistency, the approach, and learning how to, adapt, if the shot isn't falling, learning how to really learn how to lean on your defense, just things like that. And, we have all the tools we need, and obviously it's not fun to underachieve, but, it's just part of the journey. It doesn't take, with how close the games are, and, some teams having a lot of work on this backside of the schedule. Like you look at Memphis, you look at San Antonio, pretty unfavorable schedules, like with traveling and stuff. So it's going to be a paradigm shift here again. It's just all about being ready and taking advantage of it. And as long as I'm in the locker room, we got a chance. I'm never letting go of that rope.